Ready, Stace?
Ready, Darce?
Here we go.
It's our big hit.
Twins.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters.
Stacey is the one who's always got my back.
Yeah, Darcey's love life, that's a lot to unpack.
True.
Caring, sharing, every little thing that we are wearing.
House of 11, we've had lots of guy trouble, that's well known.
I've got a fiancé and she's alone.
Wow.
All kinds of weather, we stick together, the same in the rain or sun. We got tight faces, but in tight places, we think and we act as one. Take it, Darce.
Manifest our twin power.
Scooter bapa dee bahada
Ba-da-ba-da, do the twins. Up-ba-da-ba. Ha-da-ga. Ooh, my boobs shake when I do that. Ooh. Ooh-ah. I mean, I know he loves me, and I'll be there for him, you know. Maybe I've taken a little more weight on my shoulders. But I'm used to that. But I'm used to that.
Best quote of the tell-all.
She kind of inhaled to get,
Yeah.
but I'm used to that.
And she did that thing where she just nods. Y'all, it's Darcey and Stacey, the tell-alls.
The twins tell all,
The
parts
twins
1 and 2.
Parts 1 and 2. We did it all together because we felt like it wasn't much of a show to do one or the other.
There wasn't a lot. I'm
Y'all,
not
it's reality gays.
It's reality gays. This is Darcey and Stacey, twins tell all. I'm gonna try not to be negative about this tell all.
Okay.
People are just like, yeah,
I
here
enjoyed
we
parts
go.
of it. And we have people coming at us like, I need to talk about this.
I felt like it was just exploitive.
Of Darcey's relationship? Yeah, agreed.
And yes, she signed up to do it.
She did.
But after a while, you guys, it started to feel a little Anna Nicole Smith to me.
I get that. I get
Yeah. It didn't feel fun anymore.
Well, you know, ironically, it was, if you think about it, it was a lot of Darcey not talking.
Yeah, and
It was a lot of people
and
talking
everyone
about
else
Darcey.
And it kind of, this is the problem with Darcey's life,
It was
is that
disempowering to her.
Yes, and I think
agree.
that was the thing. It felt like everyone was just trashing something that Darcey was talking about, being empowered, and she always says, be strong in my power. Even her sister was constantly taking shots at her the entire show. And
ironically, I was fine with it. I totally
there
get
were
where
parts
you're
that were
coming from.
funny, though.
But like I didn't even though he's such I
don't want to ruin anyone's fun, but
watching the reject from The Fifth Element try to have a relationship with Florian is something I will see over and over.
I called him a gay Terminator from the future.
yes,
Just like
yes.
that jacket, he's zapped in from that.
Like Max
I'm
Headroom's
here.
he really does look like if like Roger from Doug rebranded
It's Roger, from Doug.
He rebranded, so he said, I'm going to dye my hair blue. It's still going to point the same way as if it's winds coming in from the west, but no one will know the difference.
Yeah, playa. It's like he read a book
you, bro.
Of things to say.
Y'all, he's
These are
that guy
things that kids say.
Yeah, Michael is that guy that meets you in the first night. He's going to tell you he loves you so much.
Yes.
And then in the night, you're going to say, what's your name again? And he's going to say, Johnny? And he's not going to remember your name.
No, these are the people who play at being human.
Yeah.
They play at being different personalities.
But that's kind of Darcey and Stacey in a way. Although they're more sincere about it, but their life is become this.
True.
Where's the line of Darcey and Stacey? That's what made me think of this, actually. I want to say this because I think it goes with what you're saying.
And the show
Where's the line of fake and real for Darcey and Stacey anymore?
I don't know.
Because I think that's what you had a little bit of a problem with in this show. It's being exploited of her life, but now her life And the shitty, y'all, they're telling a story about Darcey shutting herself in a bathroom because Jesse has scared her so much. Like, that's not entertaining.
And it wasn't fun for me to see all of her friends, her father, her sister, even her daughters kind of shame her for her choices with Georgie.
Because she was defensive with all of them.
Well,
even her daughters.
How could you not be?
No, yeah.
And she was saying even at the end, we think we're in love. We're fine.
Cut to 2 days later, they ain't.
And my question is, after all that, is how much of that was real? And maybe that's not a concern I should have. Because
I didn't.
What I think works in Darcey and Stacey is when they are trying to do stuff, when they are trying to do normal human things and they fail miserably. Or we try to, what I would love is a show where we saw them do like things like water skiing or
I wish it wasn't because probably your favorite part of the tell-all was probably the Debbie and Raina segment.
Yes.
Which I enjoyed as well. I can't believe I enjoyed so much of Tom reading Jesse for filth, but I really enjoyed it.
Well, and I agree with that.
But let me say this. I feel like this tell-all could be more of a instead of a tell-all, I think you probably would have enjoyed it more if it was more of a look back on this season.
Yeah.
Them showing clips. Maybe we see not bloopers, but we see things kind of like them trying to work out in the duck shit.
Yeah.
Kind of the stuff that we see in the, what's that called? On Discovery Plus, they do the, I don't
know what you're talking
behind the scenes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The little segments on Discovery Plus that are 6 minutes long of Darcey and Stacey behind the episode.
Oh, those.
Maybe you would have enjoyed that more as a tell-all reunion.
What exactly did they tell?
That's a good. I think there's nothing really. Again, what is our criteria for tell-alls? What do we always say?
Something new, or you need to get out what you said that you weren't able to say. You reacted to say how I felt when this happened,
or new information.
Yeah.
We never really got it. We got a little bit of like,
but
Georgie throwing a drink on Michael.
What we heard mostly was asking other people about their opinions of the twins.
Yes.
That was it, and I think that's not interesting to me.
No, I mean it was.
I want to hear the twins talk.
Yeah, I want to hear them talk.
I want to hear Darcey talk. I want to hear Stacey talk. Now, it's probably because it's just a bunch of Instagram lines, and you can't get anything out of either of them.
No, because we and y'all, this episode's aired on International Women's Day. We want women to speak for women.
This is a poor representation of international women.
We want women to speak for themselves, but sometimes they can't. But in the world, but Darcey and Stacey can, and so it feels very because even Florian spoke.
He was
way
the MVP,
more, but in a way though he spoke more for Darcey, and Darcey just sat there.
Well, and I want to say
he was the MVP.
I questioned the format. What besides ratings and trolling, and just because these people were this is going to get us good ratings. Besides ratings, what's the reason for Jesse and Tom being there? Because the idea behind a tell-all is to get the full story, which that's why they bring in these other guests. What full story were we getting?
No.
How could we sell that from the show's point of view?
Yeah, just trolling. I mean, it was enjoyable to watch Tom do that, but there was no point.
Even Sean couldn't explain it.
And they acted as if they were surprised that they were there.
Yeah.
So either the produce, it was very confusing.
And again, y'all, I'm okay.
You see why Georgie didn't want to go?
Yes.
Because he knew that it would just be a full night of them telling him what a piece of shit he was.
And I want to say as well, That's why this was a whole exercise in futility, because all we did on the first half was talk about Georgie, and a lot of the second half was to talk about Georgie. There was no Georgie there to tell all.
No. Yeah, I think that's why they brought Tom in.
How? The question then. You guys, you're contractually obligated to do these things. You're paid a fee.
There does seem, though, to be, because like Mary from Housewives, she didn't show up for the reunion. So I'm interested to know, maybe
Do you break contract?
Do they break contract, or are they contracted for the season and at some point they agree to do the reunion and they sign a different contract for the reunion?
And I know you guys hate when we talk about this kind of stuff, but this is the brass tacks. My thought is, I feel like halfway along the way there, they decided to do a tell-all instead of finish the series because they thought they could get more ratings from it.
Well, because also, too, I think they wouldn't have had an ending to the show.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think they would have had an ending to the show.
But
because I think things soured very much so.
I just can't. I can't fathom not having Georgie there.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be in Portland this Friday on March 11th when we're doing a live show. Y'all, we're doing Portland and Seattle. So now look, announcement. You're probably this episode's going up on a Monday night, and you're saying, where's my 90 days? This Sunday, so...
In your ass.
In your ass. So let's see. Today, this is going up on March 8th. So the episode of 90 Day Fiancé that aired on Sunday, March 6th.
It's Tuesday, by the way.
Yes, but so the episode that aired on Sunday, March 6th.
No, I'm saying today's Tuesday. You said Monday night.
Oh, yeah, Tuesday, yeah. The episode that aired on Sunday, March 6th, that will be the shows that we are doing in Portland.
March 11th and March 12th.
And March 12th in Seattle. So those live shows will go up immediately after that. We'll get them up as soon as possible. And then 90 Day next week will be a couple of days late because we got to fly back and do the show and all that. But we just want to let you know, so that's the episodes that you need to, if you're going to those live shows in Portland, Seattle, that is what we're going to be talking about.
The episode called, Head Games.
Head Games. So I haven't watched it yet. I didn't want to watch way early and then...
No, I'm watching on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'll be work Thursday, probably.
Yeah. So, and any other... Y'all, you can go to our Linktree links or realitygaze.com for tickets. If you're in the Patreon, we're going to do a poll for By Curious this week. We're going to do our By Curious. So the By Curious for March, we're doing... what's it
Three
called?
shows.
3 shows.
We dropped Love Off the Grid.
Yes.
That's on our $5 Patreon, which we love that show.
We love that show.
And the 3 choices for March are The Courtship on NBC.
NBC?
NBC.
NBC, okay.
For a young lady who wants, our heroine, who wants a Regency era style approach to finding love.
Yes.
But they still have Regency hair gel for the men.
He'll never get past it.
No.
The second show is
the second show
Below Deck Down Under.
Below Deck Down Under.
Down Under.
On Peacock.
Yes, we know the captain's hot. And he's our age.
Maybe. Or younger,
yeah.
actually.
Wow.
Yeah. And the third show, you guys, is Worst Roommate Ever. We're doing a Netflix kind of true crime / not reality. It is a reality because, so let us know. And we're actually going to, if that wins, we will give you the option of which one we cover. We're not going to do the 2-parter at the end.
Yeah.
But,
so excited. We're mixing it up a little bit. So be sure to check that out. I don't think there's any
That's for our Patreon members to vote on.
Yes, we want to remind you that if you're in the Sissy Squad, we're almost 10,000 strong. The charity for
Global Fund for Children.
Global Fund for Children
that is working right now on the ground in Ukraine to provide,
and not just with one organization. They help with several organizations, but particularly They're helping with the Global Fund for Children is helping with obviously children's charities in the Ukraine. Real quick, I just want to let it supports grassroots community-based organizations, and currently they have several partners in the Ukraine that are working on the front lines to provide emergency relief to children and their families. They also they support a cohort of partners in Moldova, which is where Andre is from, and Romania, which are those countries are mobilizing to assist Ukrainians that are seeking asylum. There is already a refugee crisis in Moldova. I just read that on NPR today. So anyway, y'all, as Poodle says, we have vetted these to the best of our ability, but we have vetted.
No, this is this was brought to us by Sissy.
Sissy. So
turn your phone light off.
Oh, my light came on. We feel
very disturbing.
It is. We feel very secure in this, and we know that it's going to a good organization that's going to help people.
Yes.
So anyway, donate there, everybody. Anything else, Poods, before we jump into this?
Let's jump in.
All right.
Like I say, what the God chose to be will be.
I'm all tangled.
It's always amazing how religious Florian is when
he really gets very religious, and even at the end when Darcey's like, "It's in God's hands."
Yeah. So we're just gonna do two bags. Like I said,
yeah, it makes more sense.
It felt like this whole thing was a setup just to throw shit at Darcey.
I agree with that. I could see it. I mean, I enjoyed parts of it. I enjoyed it more than you. I also feel like I don't think Darcey's a dumb person, so I don't want to belabor the point. But I feel like she knows what, because what I was going to say. Georgie said this to her, but. How do I say this? Because I don't want to sound not sensitive or not empathetic. Because, y'all, as we said, Jesse's a fucking sociopath. Like, he's horrible and treated her horribly. Tom was just a dick. I don't think, but
he did roast Jesse though, which I enjoyed.
He did, but Tom,
Tom has been that since his season.
Yeah, but Tom's just a dick on a reality show. Jesse is like literally
that's gross.
And so, but Darcey does, and I mean this in not a shaming way, just her pattern way. Darcey feels it feels familiar for her to play a victim.
Yeah, and so that's
because she has had things done to her, and so that feels familiar to her.
And I think that's what made me feel gross about this. It was just over and over again, and Darcey accepting this pattern instead of trying to change.
Yes.
It felt like a trip backwards.
She kind of did at the end when she leaves like a video phone saying that they broke up and it's for good, but we didn't see it.
We didn't see it. So
because it seems
it easily could have been faked.
Yeah.
Really.
Which she did go on
no, they're done.
They're done, and she went on Drew Barrymore.
God, in those terrible dresses.
She did. I have to say though, Ross Matthews with all of us whenever he met Darcey and Stacey,
he freaked the fuck out.
He freaked the fuck out, as I would too, and he knew all this. Like he started talking about all this nerdy trivia that he knew about.
Drew was like, "What are you talking about, Ross?"
It made me love him more.
Good.
Anyway,
are you a fan of hers?
I do. I do like Ross Matthews. No,
Drew Barrymore.
Oh, Drew Barrymore. I
haven't watched her show.
I am of hers. I don't love her talk show. It feels like there's not. It feels like there's not a point to it sometimes.
Like her,
like you know what I like it. I like when she has things like her first guest was Cameron Diaz, who doesn't really do stuff. Cameron Diaz is raising kids. She's kind of retired. So it's interesting for me when she talks to celebrities who are friends or talks about, because Drew Barrymore's had an incredible life from a very young age. So that's what's interesting to that. When she's trying out skincare products and talking about that, I could care less. Yeah. It was smart of them. It was very smart of them to put Ross Matthews on that show, basically, because Drew Barrymore she's relatable, but she's also not because she's been Drew Barrymore her whole life.
She's an alien.
And her father was famous.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's it. I really, really like her. Like, I'm not talking, but I think I would love to talk about Drew Barrymore. I would love to sit with Drew Barrymore and have dinner, where it's her talk show where she has to be a host. And Ross Matthews is a host.
Yeah.
So he can drive the ship better.
It's interesting.
Smart move.
The shtick of hers that she's always infantilizing herself just wears on me.
Yeah.
That she thinks she still has to do it.
It's again, but what you just brought up is we people, whether it's healthy or conducive or growth for us or not, it is very hard for us to slip out of what is comfortable and be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She's had to do that since she was little, to infantilize herself, to play that up. And
yeah.
It's much better with Ross on there because they complement each other well.
I'm sure. I have
They say she's one of the nicest people in show business, too.
I don't doubt that. I have a hard time watching her on talk shows in general, just when she's been a guest.
Yeah.
Because I never feel like she knows what to say or who to bring.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's a line between, like Rosie O'Donnell, which I still say, I think Rosie O'Donnell was one of, by far, the best talk show hosts, period, full stop. Because she had a great way of being a fan of someone, but not letting that derail her from being a host and asking them questions, and also not talking over them and listening to them, giving them, supporting them up to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Love that show.
I don't know. It was on when I was getting my tires rotated one time, and I was just
that
like,
what you and Daddy are calling it now?
we got that sling. We got that sling reinforced. I'm taking lunch.
Oh. Okay, boys. Anyway,
and I was watching a little bit. I'm like, this is unwatchable for me.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay. I told you were going to talk about the first teabag, and I'm going to jump in because if you're not talking about this, you are. Let's talk about these looks. Whoa. I'm going to go on record and say this right now. Our wigs that we wear as Darcey and Stacey for our live shows are more expensive than the wigs they are wearing.
What the fuck?
These are the worst fucking wigs. These are Party City blonde wigs.
Yo, these are so cheap.
They're the cheapest fucking worst wigs.
Did you see they were already falling apart by the end? By the end of the second part, y'all, they're already kind of disintegrating before our eyes.
And I'm fine with the wig, but these were.
But it looked cheap.
It looked. Yeah,
I hated what they were wearing. The kind of tunic things.
I liked the color on Darcey, but I didn't love what they were wearing. But that reddish, it was pretty color on her, but I didn't love what they were wearing.
Didn't do either of them any favors with their shape.
Because they're both short.
Yeah.
So it made them look blockish and shorter.
Yes.
That's why usually a lot of their House 11 stuff they wear with the big shoulder pads and the tiny
narrows,
waist, and then the pants look so good on them.
Right.
Because it shows their shape.
Well, they weren't styled this time. They just picked up stuff and went.
It is like somebody said, hey, we're going to do the tell-all on the 15th. And then a producer called them on the 2nd and said, we're doing it this morning.
Yeah.
I need you to show up. And they just, whoa, and just did
Come
it
on,
all.
Darce, let's go. Go up here for the angels.
Manifest, send them up. Anyway, sorry. I completely interrupted your first teabag, but
That's
I had
fine.
to say that one.
It's no different than how we normally do things. I want to say that Stace is basically, like always, when she should be an ally the most, and I think she knows she's being Darcey's kind of pit bull and gatekeeper a little bit, but it starts to feel what it is actually. She's like, well, Stacey said, shocked that Georgie didn't show. Red flag. How many times? It's almost like she's trying to win points And
it's
how
like she
she's
wants
saying,
to remind
"Look,"
her, I'm on your side. He abandoned you.
and also look how great my relationship is. It's much better for me to be the one who's in a relationship and helping you find someone. But I don't think she's ever going to like anyone that's with Darcey.
I don't think she is either. I think she will. I think the only way she will like someone if he and Florian get along very well, and they become friends,
Maybe.
and it's a good person for her to just be able to do stuff with her sister, and Florian can do his thing with him.
Right. But I think she's happiest when she is comforting her sister.
Oh, y'all. It's
Yeah.
totally just this is all this episode was about was dysfunctional patterns.
Yes.
It really was about
And I
dysfunctional
think
patterns.
that's why it was so hard, because I felt like this season they were starting to break out some of that. And
it was a more fun season.
Yeah, and the whole thing was about them bossing up and
yeah.
doing stuff for them.
And the tell-all did not reflect what
And
this season was about. Did
we
they
went backwards.
They talked about the fashion show for like 5 minutes. That shit was such a big deal. We should have seen like more behind the scenes then. We didn't talk about, but I agree with you. I think
I feel like everyone who was on this tell-all was there to take these women apart instead of to build them up.
Yeah.
Even their friends.
But Michael's there 100%. He said, I'm there 100%.
What a buffoon.
I agree with you, though. There is, it must be, God, I wish we knew a producer on this show. Why? Because I know there's a gay man in there somewhere. Can you just fuck someone? Because I want to know. It's almost as if they had planned a tell-all, and then shit went south with her and Georgie.
Yes!
And they were like, we can't do a tell-all talking about, remember when Florian and Georgie didn't want to wear swimsuits, and look at the clip and then talk about that, and we talk about their dick size, and Darcey has, we can't talk about that because shit went south for Darcey and Georgie, and now we've got to...
Conspiratorially, maybe they were broken up before, but Darcey didn't want to say anything.
Possibly.
I don't know.
I already knew they were broken up because of the OnlyFans.
Something was
He hasn't
off.
shown his dick, y'all.
Something was really off in
I
this.
unsubscribed.
Wow.
He did cut his hair. It looks much better. His hair, it's like a...
Glad you're
shoulder
focused
length.
with me. You left your hair with me.
Yeah, but something happened on the way to heaven.
Yeah.
In this episode, and I want to know. We want to know what it is.
What's your next one?
Sorry, I was talking about that. They call Georgie, and that's kind of basically where
I have homework to do.
yeah, that's basically that's
I'm
Georgie's,
getting real estate license.
I'm getting real estate.
Like everyone in New York City.
Y'all, he was figuring out how to do his payment authorizer from OnlyFans.
I bet you there are, in New York City, I bet you there is one real estate agent per 10 people.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Everyone I know in New York has their real estate license now.
A lot of people do. Georgie says, don't act like a... He tells her, he says, don't act like a victim.
That's the thing.
And she's like, but you're not here supporting me. And he said, what am I supporting you for? It's like as if Georgie said, he said, this is stupid. Come on, grow up. Which sounds harsh. And it also sounds like, it sounds almost like Georgie said, okay, I'm going to do this season. I'm going to do this show. And then the show started airing, and he didn't like his edit, and he said, nope, I'm pulling back the curtain, and I'm not playing pretend anymore.
Yeah,
It does
that's
feel
kind
like
of what it felt like to me.
Yeah, it feels like that.
I kind of agree with everything he said on the phone.
Yeah, I agree with everything Georgie said on the phone. I still, and we even had Octavia come on this episode, his past girlfriend, who is good TV. She says funny things, but
She is, but
there was no point of her to be there.
Come on.
I think, I agree with her though. I think of all the guys Darcey's dated, y'all, Poodle just waving a fruit fly in the middle of the show. It looks like he's going crazy.
A banana went bad again. I need to get another thing. I never had fruit flies before this apartment.
I think
I
I've
don't
never
know.
had them, but a lot of people get it. It's very common. I've been called a fruit fly many
Yes.
occasions. I think Georgie is still the best guy Darcey's dated that we've seen. And I think that almost that is. I don't think he ever wanted to take advantage of her. I think there was actually, you know what, I think that Darcey. We've said this before, y'all. Darcey is hard to love because she's always going. She's not able to sit with it.
Yeah.
She's got to sabotage it.
She also has shit taste in men. And I feel I feel like that has to do with thinking what you deserve.
Oh,
and this is the guy I deserve.
We choose. We Say that again, please.
Is saying, and she even says, I'll take what I can get, from the supportive stuff from Georgie. She doesn't think she deserves a guy who loves her for who she is.
And yeah,
she's loving these aspirational douchebags like Jesse and Tom and even Georgie,
who aren't real people.
Yes.
Tom, Georgie, Jesse,
none of them are real people. Yeah.
Darcey, the best relationship for Darcey is have some guy who works. Honestly, having some guy who is just a normal looking guy, maybe has an office job, her age, maybe a little older.
That'll never happen.
But she'll never choose that.
Yeah.
Because remember, we haven't met him, but several friends said that Georgie is the most like Darcey's ex. So this is the fourth type of guy she's dated like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You mean her ex-husband?
Her ex-husband, yeah.
Did you do your next one? Maybe you did.
I want to say that. So this is jumping way ahead, but y'all, Aunt Aniko is thinking about going to school in Miami. She's talking about school, and I want to talk about the girls in Darcey segment, but Sean asked if they're ever going to get surgery, and they say no. They say they're not going to do that.
Who could blame them for what's happening?
Yeah, and so, but what I wanted to bring is that, y'all, these girls, they're going to really be, they're either going to be really good at their relationships, or they're going to have a lot of problems with relationships with men because they're so used to protecting their mother.
Yeah,
and it really broke
right.
when Aniko said, she's saying Darcey she says to her mom, she's like, Mom, you just sacrificed so much financially. And Darcey says, he's getting ready to work. He's just got to figure it out. And Aniko says, but when, Mom?
Right.
When? And Darcey snaps back at her and says, I don't know, Aniko. And I went, yeah, that's not the kind of relationship you need to have with your kid. And Darcey, that's what the thing is, that Darcey doesn't, I think I honestly see the frustration of Daddy Silva of yelling in the last episode.
Oh, Daddy Silva made all the great points.
He made all the great points in the last episode, and he made all the great points in the tell-all. But y'all, you see his frustration because
he doesn't want to be there either.
No. But Darcey, even more than Stacey, Darcey doesn't see what's right there in front of her.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your next one?
I had a real problem with Sean making a big deal. Wait, Darcey, did you pay for the ring? Did any of us think that Georgie bought that ring? And it's almost like this weird, antiquated, well, the guy has to pay for the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And even Darcey kind of said, no, I make money. Of course I put money towards it.
Well, you said that way more matter. But Darcey,
no, she didn't want to say it because
she didn't want to.
Honestly,
say it. I may have put some money towards it,
but it feels like Sean was trying to make a
and
weird.
Sean said, "Did Georgie put money towards it?" And she went, "No,
y'all. He has nothing."
And so Sean said, "So you paid for all of it?" And she went, "Yeah."
I don't think that's weird.
I don't think
he's got nothing.
It made me laugh the way Darcey was handling it all. But y'all, he doesn't have anything. It also was a little bit, she said and think that I could think they picked it out before.
Yeah.
So I call, again,
no, it makes sense.
There's some fraudacity happening.
But it's like, that's the thing. We're trying to make this a tell-all for a show that's not documentary style. Like 90 Day Fiancé is supposedly stories that aren't really edited. Y'all, these Darcey and Stacey stories are just scripted. That's why it just felt really
I think they're
flat
based off
for
real
me.
moments of yeah. And you think, well, how do you do that? Because the housewives do it in reunions, but that's very different.
Those are different
because they're not all family, so they don't feel loyalty to anyone.
And
they're all there to promote their own agenda, but this agenda was all Darcey.
it's also different because there's a level of camp at those
Yeah.
that everyone kind of clarifies that I'm okay with. And there's normally a level of camp in Darcey and Stacey shows, but as soon as it feels like someone's getting picked on and one person is the victim and they're not really lashing out at people and being the Jen Shah, no one feels good anymore.
Who's actually been really calm in the reunion. It's
Right.
crazy
She's been
how
sedated or something.
It's been
Yeah, I know. I don't know. She's been given something
see.
not to freak the fuck out.
Next season, or the third part of it is when Andy Cohen asked. He said, "By show of hands, who here actually thinks Jen Shah is guilty?"
Oh, they're gonna go straight for her.
Lisa Barlow's getting it. Anyway, it's been good.
The peacock with all her feathers.
Yes.
They look like a fucking you know those things where they are like you dress in showgirls costumes.
Meredith looks like an actual mannequin come to life.
Oh my god.
What she's wearing,
Her styling, everything.
I am a lawyer. So anyway, it's good.
Meredith
I'm
Marks.
a lawyer. So it's even when it's just so I think what would benefit this show actually if I was producing this show.
We fix this.
Well, because this season's good. What I think this show needs more of, I think we need to have more storylines of, but maybe they're not doing anything. But what is Florian doing? Even what is Daddy Silva doing? I would think it would be good if Debbie and Rayner were full-time cast members on this, and we saw a little bit of their lives. I think it's hard. What they're putting themselves in a corner is the focus is only on Darcey and Stacey and everything they do.
Yeah.
That's a hard show to tell because basically you have two cast members. You have three storylines to work with. Darcey and Stacey's interactions, Darcey's love life,
Yeah.
Stacey's love life. That's it.
And now, since Stacey's love life is taken care of, then it's Stacey's fertility.
Now they're not going to have
and
kids.
now that is taken care of. So now, if Stacey's only there as a caretaker and foil for Darcey, it becomes to be about. They were trying to make it about their business, but that failed, or that didn't fail, but that fell flat.
It fell flat.
We stopped telling that story.
I hope they pick that back up. Maybe they're not doing it, but that's what I would want to see.
Yeah.
I'd want to see either Debbie or again, they do the work. We start to get work characters, people that they work with. I just like, come on, please.
What
give
was
us
his name?
Please give us a bitchy gay assistant for Darcey
No,
and
they
Stacey.
had Conrad.
Yes, exactly.
Was that his name, Conrad? You know, the fact that we only saw him once, I think because he's in Atlanta with Sherry, or not Atlanta, L.A. with Sherry.
Yeah, oh yeah. So it's just that kind of thing. The show's going to be in its fourth season. It's going to get a fourth season. It's still had great ratings. I think that would help this show kind of boost itself.
They're already filming season 4, I believe.
So I'm sure.
Yeah. So there was one moment where Debbie and Raina did come up, and Raina says
They look gorgeous, by the way.
they did. They
both
looked the best they ever have.
They both looked gorgeous.
They had been drinking for a while, both of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I hear. What you talking about?
And she's like, Darcey's relationship is a sinking ship. It's
Sinking shit, babe.
It's a sinking ship. It's a sinking ship.
It's like the
And then when it goes down, he's gone.
Titanic. You hit that thing, and Leonardo DiCaprio's not coming back, Darcy. Not coming back. And so
You're going to be in a nursing home by the time you get your shit straight.
but here's the deal. What Raina said, she said, because Darcey said, "Well, I'm thinking about my future," and she said, "Babe, there is no future.
You're
Your
living
future's
it.
now.
Yeah.
You're fucking almost 50. We're gonna die in like 20 years. You got to get it done now. You're going to be in a nursing home, Darce.
I loved this.
That was real talk, though.
Yeah.
And I wrote, they are good friends.
They are.
That's how you have to. That's kind of how you have to put things to Darcey. You have to like shock her, and she makes that face where she goes.
That's the thing. When they're with Raina and Debbie, they are the most real.
They are the most real. Anyway,
So
we should. Well, I like that we said this is going to be a short show.
We did say that.
We did say, and it's always the long ones. Y'all, we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Lock your number on the phone. Yo, we're all dancing to lock your number because, as we all know, do it big.
Nobody can find that.
It's not real.
Here's my thing. I realized: did Darcey and Stacey lose the track? I think
There was only one master.
I think there's only one master. They can't find it on their computer.
We found out on an exclusive interview with them, you guys.
Yeah, it's true.
That wasn't a new song. They wrote that a long time ago. So I'm sure
did.
the master is just gone.
Somewhere. They left it on their Dell. Just old.
So
But they're dancing. They're shaking their asses.
and Debbie and Raina's just like slapping their ass on the camera.
It was great. It was fun.
Y'all, Raina passed out about 30 minutes after this tell-all was
Oh,
finished.
yeah. She's like, that's fun, Debbie. Can you make some macaroni and cheese? So real quick, and then we'll jump into tell-all part 2. Octavia shows up. Not much happens with her except for her talking about Georgie. But she brings up that George, and this is hard because Georgie's not there to defend himself.
Yeah. Again, I hate that.
I do too. It's hard. It's hard, and it's that's not on the producers, nor is that on Darcey and Stacey's fault.
No.
Because we didn't even talk about this. Florian fucking went to Georgie's hotel room in New York to try to get him. So that is solely on Georgie. And he fucked. It's the same of like when they had to talk about Mary on Salt Wives.
Let's talk about this then. So I just want to, for clarity, if we say that Georgie is only looking for money, that he would have been paid for his appearance on this tell-all. What does that say about Georgie?
Well, I think we have to think about where Georgie is from culturally too,
right?
Because he doesn't want to. It's like Florian wouldn't. Georgie does not want to look stupid.
Yeah,
he does not want to look. He definitely still wants to look like a competent man, and I think he feels very already that Darcey's paying for everything.
Yeah.
When we had their financial conversations, he almost, whereas Darcey doesn't see what's in front of her as far as how people support her and love her, it's as if, did you notice they would have conversations about money, and Georgie never recognized the reality right now that he's living completely off of her.
Right.
He almost acted like, but one day I'll have jobs selling Bulgarian rose oil. So I think this was, he doesn't face the truth.
Yeah.
I think him going to a tell, for me, Georgie chickened out.
Right.
I think that fear overrides money.
But I'm saying most people say that he's only with her for the money.
I don't agree with that.
But I'm saying that I think that should dispel that.
And I think we've had enough things this season.
Right.
That I think he actually cared for Darcey.
Yeah.
Do I think he wanted to be famous? Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
But it's interesting, though, if he wanted to be famous, wouldn't you want every bit of TV time you could?
Yeah. Yes. But
So,
in a good light. I think Georgie's ego of not being, he feels like he would just be completely destroyed and just made to look like a terrible person in this tell-all.
And so why do you think he came back for season 3 of the show? Why did he film season 3? If he was made to look, because they broke up at the end.
They talked a lot about money this season. They didn't talk about money and stuff before. Mm-hmm. They talked a lot about Darcey being the one who wears the pants in the.
So you're saying the season was what made him not want to do it anymore?
I think probably because they usually they film the tell-all after some of the seasons aired.
Even they have.
I think he watched
halfway
those
through.
episodes and he went, "Fuck this! They're making me look at like a man who can't pay for his own shit." Even though that was the truth.
Yeah.
I'm just speculating. I don't have any. But someone who starts an OnlyFans is someone who wants to be famous.
Yeah.
So, and Octavia even says that Georgie is super. One of the reasons they broke up is because how flirtatious he was, and disrespectful, and that's kind of what leads us into
Networking.
That would lead us to Tell All Part 2. Darcey was like, yeah, he always said he's networking.
Let me just say, I've networked my way through quite a few parties,
and we're doing this show on a busted couch in an apartment in an alley.
This couch is not busted.
Yeah,
there is an alley.
There is an alley. Okay, y'all. So in the second part, I didn't realize this, y'all. Michael's last name is Michael Benz.
Benz, yeah.
That's not real.
I don't think that's his given name,
Y'all,
either.
his last name is something like Polkowitz or something like that. That's
He's
normal.
Cape Verdean.
Oh,
so I don't know what the last name.
I don't. Maybe the Benzes are very prominent on Cape. What, y'all?
Well, it could be a married name, so we don't know. But it does seem very fortunate for him to be called Michael Benz.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It kind of tells you everything you need to know about him.
Yeah. He comes out in those pink shoes, that hair, that kind of green earring, and those chains.
You see Sean Robinson's face, kind of like the smile. She takes all of him in, and the happiness kind of in a second drains from her face, and then she catches herself, and she's like, "Oh, hi! You look bright."
And then we start talking to him. They're like, so were you with House of 11 from the beginning? Yeah, I was there. Y'all, this is, that person on the news story who's like, I saw the whole thing.
Yes.
This is someone who doesn't know anything.
Doesn't know anything. I agree. Well, he does know some. Poodle, what's a bromance?
That's what... Okay, obviously Sean Robinson did not know what that was.
She did not. She said, what's a bromance?
What a sweet summer child she is.
What a sweet summer. It's shocking to me that Sean Robinson didn't.
It's like when you're with a guy and sometimes you want to have a good time with him. You go out with him. Then you start playing footsie with him, and then then he puts his tongue in your mouth, and then all of a sudden you're in bed together. And you had imagined this moment, but it's different than you thought. Colors seem brighter. Images seem sharper. And your body's on fire. And you sense, it's like your sense of smell has never been as accurate or as acute. His arm runs up your leg.
Wow.
All of a sudden, every single thing in your body, just like a snake at the edge of your spine, perks up. And you give in to his embrace. And then the gods in heaven sing, and you make the beast with two backs. How long did it take you to find something to play? I go, he goes, my buddy, stick it in my butt. That's a bromance, right?
That's a bromance, sure. Okay. It's to me.
Okay.
It's to me.
There you go.
There you go. So anyway, y'all, in case you were wondering, Sean Robinson.
So when you hear bromance, that's what it is.
Yeah, if you come on our show, you won't. That's fine. We do find out, my next teabag, I brought this up, I think, earlier in the first part, but so shit happened. They talk about the Michael and Georgie, and Florian, says things Michael was saying was fine, but Michael's being a dick, but Georgie gets activated. And Michael agreed to that he came in extra hot. But we find out but we don't know what. But Georgie threw a drink on him off
that
camera.
Was somewhere off camera, and this is y'all.
And again, Darcey
this
said
is
we had
futile.
She's like, we had a meetup that turned sour, and I went, "What happened?
Why are we? Oh, God,
why? Because she immediately talked about Georgie was sitting next to a girl, and then she kind of talked. She said that she was holding his I guess they did talk about it, just didn't make sense,
right?
Darcey, that Georgie was holding her debit card. See, this is why I don't think he was here. It's all about money for him and what he looks like as a man with finances. So he was holding the debit card, and then he wouldn't give the debit card back?
Well, this is all sound and fury because, let me tell you why. The philosophy of a reality show is that if it didn't happen on camera, it didn't happen. It's ridiculous to be talking about this. It's the whole idea of them, like on 90 Day Fiancé.
This was in Miami. So to me, if they're in Miami, your camera crew's already there. Have them be
ridiculous. This was my ultimate moment of frustration. And honestly, when they keep saying stuff happens off camera, y'all, that unless it was a point of, but that happened in Love is Blind. They're like, oh, and off camera this happened. Who the fuck cares?
Who the fuck cares?
Why are we talking about it?
We did see an article, Love is Blind.
Dallas.
It's Dallas. Is it coming out this year?
I don't know.
No, I think the article was saying that another Love is Blind is going to drop this year.
They must have already been filming it before.
Maybe in the fall?
Ooh, I hope so.
I hope so, too.
The Ultimatum is coming out April 6th.
April 6th.
I just said April 6th.
Y'all, The Ultimatum, the new show for the producers of Love is Blind and hosted by the Lachey's, who we now love, is going to be April 6th, and we're covering it.
I almost want to start a Vanessa Lachey fan club.
I would too.
Almost.
We're going to cover the first episode of that, of course, will be on our free feed. And then if you like it, it's going to be on
our $5 Patreon.
At our Patreon. Which, by the way, Patreon, y'all, we're going to be doing Pig Royalty. You're going to get that free this week because of season 1, because season 2 is coming out March 16th, and right now season 1 of Pig
It's airing on Animal Planet.
And so, y'all, we're doing like Discovery Plus. If it's airing on the free feed, if it airs on the free feed, then we're going to drop it. So those episodes are dropping. We're going to, I think 4 have aired, so we're going to drop all those this week. You can listen to that for free, see if you like, and then Pig Royalty. Right now, we're thinking we're going to move Pig Royalty to the $5 tier, unless this season ends up having like 15 episodes. Then we're bumping it back up because that's our time.
That's usually how we decide if something's going to be the $5 tier or the $8 tier.
That's basically just how much time we have to put in to watch it and write down and do all that kind of stuff.
And it's weird because it used to be when we first started doing these $5 or $8, we were thinking, oh, it's about binges. So a lot of times we could just do these shows in a weekend. Now Netflix and a lot of other places aren't doing shows that way.
They're not
anymore.
doing that. They're dropping it like it's not a whole weekend.
So it kind of fucks with all of our rules.
So we're trying to do it more by episode number now. So, Poodle, what would happen if all of your exes were on the same stage?
They'd probably all start having sex with each other.
Wow.
Which would be hot.
Wow.
You know what? If they were all...
Wow, that would be a lot of people at the crypto center.
If they were...
Because that's the only place to hold them all.
If they were all on stage, it would give way.
That too many people.
Yeah.
Special report, the Crypto Center, formerly the Staples Center in Los Angeles, has completely fallen to the ground. The reports say the world's largest gay orgy was happening. Yeah. There was a statuesque gay man in the middle with a southern drawl, but who went by the name of Poodle, who was found at this epicenter of this demolition zone, who was just screaming at everyone, saying, "Someone needs to fuck me still."
And somehow she survived. Because she's a survivor.
She's a survivor.
I'd fight my way through.
I don't care what that banister fell on you. You stick it in. And hate fuck me.
I am whole.
I am whole. Fill me up. That's going to be an iTunes review of somebody saying we talk about sex too much. So let's just get into Tom and Jesse now. And bleh, bleh, bleh. Jesse comes on first. We don't really need, there's not much to say about that.
He's just like he's on Regis and Kathy Lee, just drinking his coffee. Like he's a
tea.
fucking...
It's tea.
Sorry.
He says it's tea. I am here spilling tea.
Is there a more objectionable human being in reality? Not like someone you love to hate, but just someone who you just kind of snarl and scowl at every time he's on the television because he just creeps you out.
He is
Joyless.
You know who creeps me out more than Jesse is golly, I can never remember his name. From season 1, the old guy who married the child bride.
Nick. No, it's not Nick. Buck. Mark and Nikki.
Yes, Mark from Mark and Nikki. Mark is the only person in 90
That was
Days.
season 2.
He's the only person that creeps me out more than Jesse.
Season 3. Yeah.
Season 3. God, we watched a lot of shit.
Yep.
Think about this. Think about the scope of your life and just sit and think about how many hours have we sit just watching TV?
Absolute toilet water.
How do you feel about yourself now?
My bills get paid.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're still fucking people at night.
Yep.
Life's good.
Yep.
I don't need much.
It's not bad to be I would say we're living in the golden age of trash, though. Trash
we really
television.
are. And television's so
and it's
great.
a good time. It's before I said like I said it was some other podcasts. Yo, it's a great time to be a peddler of trash.
It's a great, yes, especially this month with Pig Royalty.
See, Pig Royalty's not trash. Pig Royalty elevates trash TV to a different level.
It does.
This tell-all was trash.
It was.
This tell-all was trash of trash.
It wasn't great.
No.
So, okay. So,
speaking of trash, let's talk about...
They're talking about Jesse. Jesse alleges that...
Shut your mouth with me!
Yep,
Shut your mouth.
Oh, boy. You know what? So we're going to just say this. Jesse's alleged that Darcey cheated on him with Tom. Tom brings it up later, but before that...
For what fucking reason you're here?
We're just going to do it now, y'all. This is going to be a reality gaze theater.
Don't like the final cadence. It's supposed to be a half cadence.
I liked it. I improvised. Who wrote that anyway? Probably somebody not really good.
No, it's called
It's probably some shit composer.
No, he didn't write a lot, but it's from the 17th century. Maybe the 18th. I don't know.
Anyway, y'all. Okay, Poodle's going to be playing Florian. I'm going to play Jesse because this interaction was maybe...
It's the best part of the tell-all.
It was the best part of the tell-all because, well, we're just going to jump in. Picture it. I'm Jesse sitting having a tea, and Poodle is a very angry Florian. And scene. Darcey, she reached out to my mom. She spoke to my mom.
What's your... No!
Yes.
Yes, yeah. What fucking reason you're here? What fucking reason you're here?
Why are you talking to me? Why are you talking?
Shut your mouth! Shut your mouth!
I'm just trying to talk to you, brother to brother. Brother to brother.
I call sister in Amsterdam. And she goes, quiet. So I say, what, you in church? In church? She said,
bro, I'm just trying to talk here.
I'm not your bro.
Well, I'm just talking here, bro. I'm just kidding.
Jesus Lord. You come here. I give you money for ticket.
No, bro, I'm just here drinking my tea. I'm serving tea and drinking tea.
You want attention.
No, attention's just an illusion.
Who are you?
Attention's illusion, Florian.
I pay for ticket.
What do you mean?
You need to come here. I clean your ears. Ears.
Bro, my ears are fine. I'm here. I'm trying to be calm.
You fucking come here.
You're okay. I can't come here. I'm on a TV. I have a great life. I'm going to buy a house in Spain. I got a wife, maybe, girlfriend.
I'm done with this.
And scene.
Y'all, Florian is the only one being real on this tell-all.
Well, Georgie's not here, but Georgie's being real.
Right.
But yes, I agree. Florian, it's like he forgot that they said, so Florian, it's going to be good rate. And Florian was like, from the get-go, he said, why are you That's what was weird about this.
You know why they were there?
Jesse's there.
Because he was paid to be.
But don't they know that Jesse was there?
They know that, but they're trying. This is the thing, you guys.
That's where it feels fraudacity. Where Darcey knows he's going to be there. Yep, Darcey and Stacey are saying, "Why are you here?"
It's like this weird, like meta version of reality where they're saying, "Why are you here?" And they even ask, and Jesse's asking Tom, "Well, why are you here, y'all? Everyone's getting money for this. That's why they're there." That's why it's fraudacity that this even last 30 minutes of the tell-all happened. It was a setup. It's meta. It moved beyond the reason of reality television.
I agree.
And that's why I hated every minute of this Darcey, Tom, Jesse shit.
That's what
hated it.
That was what was nice about Florian, because Florian was trying to be real. And what, y'all, like him or not, Tom is really good to you. Y'all, that's why he's on Pillow Talk. He's very good reality TV. He's smart. He's funny. He says good one-liners, and he knows how to put people in their place.
And it's not cheating unless I'm balls deep in her.
Okay, well, that was a crude way of saying that.
I like it how Sean acts like it's the first time she's ever heard anything, like good church girl.
Oh, she is, though.
But at one point, I'm like, come on, honey. You've been on a film set.
She didn't know what a bromance was.
It feels a little bit like she's protesting too much the whole time.
I agree a little bit.
But I do want to say what's interesting here is that Florian he gets up and yells at Jesse, and I'm like, does Florian think that television is a portal to another land?
I think he does.
Like if he ran through there, would he be in Spain?
He would be throwing tea on Jesse.
Yeah.
Hot tea, yeah.
Spiritual television. Take them.
Take that.
Jesus Lord.
So Tom says that they weren't seeing one another, but they were just friends. So whatever to that. And so, but they talked about that Georgie reached out to Tom. Y'all, we find out. Now, this was interesting. This was the only time we got some new information. Georgie reached out to Tom.
He didn't answer.
And Tom said, I'm done. I've closed the book on this. Y'all,
but why are you here, bro?
He has a girlfriend he's very happy with she's a troll on the internet.
Oh, she's truly awful.
She trolls people. But they're happy. And he said, why do I need to comment on this? I'm done. I moved on. And so that's where again, y'all, what you've said this about Darcey and Stacey once. One of the problems with their life, they really believe what happens on social media is real life.
Yeah.
Because they start talking about Jesse trolling them on social media. Again, we can't see this. Also, what's really weird is they're talking about Jesse trolling them on social media. Usually production afterwards will go and get those screenshots and put that up for us to see. So we didn't even see that. So we don't even know what he was doing to troll them on social media.
That's why, y'all, they're saying these things and nothing has any stakes to it because it could all be speculation or lying or them just trying to save face. Nothing made any impact in this whole tell-all for me.
It made an impact for me when Tom told Jesse, you keep coming back like a bad smell. And I went, that is exactly what, when you're like in your house and you're going, something smells in here.
Yeah.
What is it? And you leave the room, you think you take out your trash, you take it out, you're like, okay, that was it. You spray a little bit.
No, it's still there.
You walk back in your living room, you go, motherfucker. What is that smell?
And then you realize it is on your shoe. You stepped in dog shit.
You stepped, and Darcey doesn't know she is a Manolo Blahnik just full of dog shit.
And,
but that is Jesse. For him to say that and also to tell Jesse, you need to be fucking humble. Jesse doesn't get that.
The thing about trolls, y'all, is they die if you don't feed them.
Yes.
And they have fed this troll.
Yes.
The TLC network, 90 Day Fiancé, is complicit here.
He and Yennefer are about to start their new YouTube video post for their YouTube channel.
Again.
Doing one together.
That's the thing. They die like Tinkerbell without someone to clap for them.
Yeah.
And that's That's why every time we give Jesse screen time and we complain about him, it doesn't matter. Every time you say, I hate Jesse on social media, you go, oh, he grows stronger.
Yeah.
It's because his name was mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
So I understand
Tom
the
did
hate
get
of
under
him.
his skin, which was wonderful
Yeah.
to see.
I understand the hate, but y'all, if we want him gone, we have to never mention him ever again. Never watch him. We have to all just refuse to do it.
Not going to happen.
I know.
Even, it's
That's
funny.
but I'm just saying that's why people complain about seeing Jesse. But there is a part of us that relishes seeing him because we love to hate it. We have to throw away that part.
What is our second largest TikTok? That's gotten the
Jessica
most
and
views?
Jennifer. Jessica. Jesse and Jennifer.
Jessifer. That is our second largest, like most popular TikTok.
People love us to troll them.
Yeah. So there you go. That's that. And so I will say that, she asked Darcey, Sean asked, who's hurt you worse? And she said, obviously, Jesse. Tom says, honestly, I think it was me because
Let me speak for your feelings.
He said, I knew better because I heard you talk about Jesse and I saw what he did to you and I still hurt you anyway. I don't think Tom means that. I think Tom could be a good politician, y'all.
Yeah.
But still. And Darcey says,
Maybe. Thank you for saying that.
That's the thing. Y'all, none of this did anything for either of these women.
it didn't advance what was going on. Yeah.
And then Sean's like, I know you got a lot of process at the end. And I'm like, no, she needs like a therapy session after this.
Well, it's all been processed.
One counseling session.
One counseling. His dad said that's all they had. We do find out, y'all, she sends an epilogue 2 days later. She knew he would get upset about that.
Cut the cord. Cut the cord.
He started a fight and she cut the cord. So.
And it was supposed to feel like a win, but was it?
Darcey's going to be dating on season 4. You know she is.
Oh my God. Yeah. I will say this. We're still going to cover it. I don't know how much longer this is going to keep me invested. Because at one point it feels like...
But I feel like you're basing that all off on... So take out the tell-all. What did you think about the season? I feel like we liked this season. It was
pretty good. Yeah.
So I think it's just...
The beginning was better than the end.
I agree. Yes. The first 4 episodes.
No, this tell-all sucked.
I think the tell-all was so bad right now, but I think the season will... But the season will be better.
I can change my mind.
I
can change my mind.
She does it on the daily.
My prerogative to change my mind.
And she will. She'll say, I don't know if I'm going to watch. And then cut to season 4, episode 2. That show is so good!
What's your point?
Fickle as the wind, Poodle Boudreaux.
Yep.
Fickle as the wind.
That's me. Georgie has moved back to D.C. and they are no longer engaged.
And if you send him $20 and ask to see his dick, he'll block you on OnlyFans. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Little birdie.
Little birdie told me that. Just so you know. No, it's not.
That's the show.
That's the show, everybody. Go to realitygaze.com for
See us in Portland and Seattle this weekend.
That's where you can get tickets. Or if you're on Instagram, click on our little link, the Linktree link, and you can see that. If you're in the Sissy Squad, we appreciate our sissies. We have fun in there.
We have fun in there.
We have a very good time in there, and it's a wonderful, supportive community. If you're a Darcey and you need to work on your love relationships, hey, the Sissy Squad's a great place to get some support in that. Some people have talked about breakups, hookups, all that shit. So, and we also have really just good. You know what I love that they've been doing lately? A lot of people, I think people have binged out stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of good group watches, live watches.
Live watches. You're like, what do I watch next? Or you're into Married. We don't cover Married at First Sight. But all of them fucking watch it.
There's a big Married First, the American one, and we have a group of us watching the Australian version that's airing right now in Australia, and there's a way to watch it. Y'all, I've watched, I'm up to like episode 4 or 5. It is so good. It's if you think Marriage at First Sight America is boring.
The Australia one's much better.
You don't know anything. The Australian one is bonkers, and you will get so invested from episode 1.
Also, a lot of sissies, I haven't watched it, but they're doing watches and talking about Love is Blind Japan.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be very good. People say some people liked it even better than
We're just not covering it. There's too much.
We don't have time. All right, everybody. So that's the deal. So remember, y'all, go on our Instagram, Twitter, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. And remember, if you're just a guy down on his luck, and your hair always kind of leans to the right, you know that all you need to do is just dream big, dye your hair an obscene color, and do what, Poodle?
Manifest it. Manifest it.
Lord help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord help the sister that comes between me and my man.